A while loop will continue to iterate as long as the condition attached to it evaluates to true. So this means that it's actually possible to create a while loop that never stops iterating. Let's give an example of this. So let's say I have a variable here. I'm going to say a is equal to 5. I'm going to say while a is less than 10, print hello. So if we run this program, let's just trace it before we go ahead. A is equal to 5. While 5 is less than 10, is 5 less than 10? That's a true statement. Then we print hello, and then we come back up and we reevaluate the condition. Is a less than 10? Well, a hasn't changed. A is still 5. So is 5 less than 10? Sure is. Print hello, so on and so on and so on. If we go ahead and run this program, we have a situation which is an infinite loop. And you'll notice here, I don't know if it's refreshing fast enough on your video display, but this is going like crazy over here. We are printing hello over and over and over and over again. There is no way that a will ever not be less than 10, which means we've entered into an infinite loop. So we call an infinite loop a loop that never ceases to stop iterating. So if you ever get into a situation like this, which you will, the first couple times you try to write a program like this, you can hit Control-C on your keyboard. And by hitting Control-C, so I'm clicking in the module window over here and hitting Control-C, and we'll send what's called an interrupt. When that interrupt gets received by the Python interpreter, it'll yell at you, an error will get raised, but you'll be able to end your program immediately. So Control-C will interrupt an infinite loop. Now this is pretty bad practice in terms of writing a program. You don't want to design a program that's going to get the user stuck in an infinite loop. You want to make sure that your program has a way to successfully end the loop that you're currently working with. So there are a number of ways we can fix this. The easiest way to fix this is to go back to what we talked about in the previous module here, is to simply vary the value of a inside of the loop. So if a changes, let's say a is equal to whatever it was before plus 1, now there's a way for this loop to end. Because the first time we come in here, a is 5 less than 10, that's true, print hello. A is now equal to its current value plus 1, which means a is now equal to 6. Is 6 less than 10? That's a true statement. But you can see here we're getting closer to 10. So by the time we get up to 10, the loop will cease executing. And this right here is not an infinite loop. So an infinite loop is simply a loop where the condition attached to the while loop never evaluates to false, which means that we're constantly stuck in this cycle of iteration over and over and over again. So Python has a few ways that we can control iteration at a more granular level. The only way we know how to control a while loop so far is to vary the condition that we're working with, but there are actually some special keywords we can use to give us a little finer grained control over how a loop iterates. So I'll give you an example here. Let's try this. What do you think this will do? While true, print I'm looping. Well, while true, this right here, remember while loops have to be attached to a Boolean condition, meaning that whatever comes after the word while has to evaluate to true or false. So the literal true literally means true, which means that this is an infinite loop. There is no way to ever get out of this loop. This is a deliberate infinite loop, meaning we want to enter into a loop and we always want to stay inside of that loop forever and ever and ever. Now at some point, we're going to want to end this loop. We're going to want to end this thing so that we can stop it. But there's no way to ever alter this condition from ever being anything but true. Let's see what we can do in order to make this work. Let's write a program here. We're going to say number is equal to 0. So we're going to create a variable outside the loop. We're going to say number is equal to 0. And then we're going to enter into an infinite loop. And we're going to print I'm looping. And just for fun, let's print out what the value of number here is. And then we're going to increase number by 1. So number plus equal to 1. And then we're going to go down here. I'm just going to print about to reevaluate the condition. And then in between, where I increase the number and I print reevaluate the condition, I'm going to just put an if statement here. I'm going to say, see if the number is equal to 5. If the number is equal to 5, I want to break out of the loop using this command called the break command. So the break command literally says, stop whatever loop you're currently in and finish it. Don't pass go, don't collect $200, we are done. This loop is finished. We will not execute any additional statements. As soon as this statement is reached, we immediately jump directly after the loop to this line right here where we print all done. So let's see if we can trace this program before we run it. Number is equal to 0, enter into an infinite loop. Print I'm looping with the current value of number. The current value of number is 0. Increase number by 1, number is now 1. Is 1 equal to 5? That's a false statement. So we skip this if statement, and we go here and we say, about to reevaluate the condition. We jump back up here, and now we're looping with the value 1, and then we so on and so on and so on. So when number becomes the number 5, if number equals 5, if 5 is equal to 5, we break, which means we stop iterating, we don't execute this statement, and we immediately jump down here to this all done statement. Let's go ahead and run this and see what it looks like. So I'm looping with 0, we reevaluate. Now we're looping with 1, we reevaluate. We're looping with 2, we're looping with 3, we're looping with 4. As soon as we loop with 4, what do? I'm looping with 4. We increase 4 to the number 5. If 5 is equal to 5, we break. Notice that we never get this statement about to reevaluate the condition. We never see that after we print the number 4 because we broke out of the loop at that point. So the break statement immediately ends a loop. It causes the loop to stop in its tracks. You finish whatever you're doing, and you jump to the line directly after the loop and continue running your program at that point. There's another command that we often use with Python to control the flow of a loop that is very similar to the break statement, called the continue statement. And what the continue statement allows you to do is it allows you to stop not the entire loop, but just the current iteration that the loop is in. So I'll give you an example of this. Let's just write a program. Let's write a program that just counts the numbers between 1 and 10. So counter is equal to 0. And we're going to say while our counter is less than or equal to the number 10. What do we want to do? Increase counter by 1. Counter plus equal to 1. Print out the number. Print counter. All right, so it's going to count the numbers 1 through 10, right? So we come in here, counter is 0 less than or equal to 10? That's a true statement. Counter goes up by 1, and we print out counter, which is the number 1. We go here. Is 1 less than 10? True statement. Counter goes up by 1. Counter is now 2. Print out the number 2. So on and so on and so on. If we run this program, we're going to count the numbers 1 through 11. I have an extra equal sign there. So while it's less than 10, and the reason why is we got into this thing, and then we're immediately increasing it by 1. So we're going to leave our equal sign off of there. So let's go ahead and run it a second time, and what we should get now is the numbers 1 through 10. Looks good. Now, what if I told you that I want you to do the same program, but I want you to skip the numbers that are multiples of 3, say. So we want to print out the same list, but we don't want to print the number 3, we don't want to print the number 6, and we don't want to print the number 9. We essentially want to skip this statement right here if a particular condition evaluates to true. So what if we tried this? What if we said, see if the counter is evenly divisible by 3. So if counter mod 3 is equal to 0, so attempt to divide 3 into counter, and if there's no remainder, then this if statement is going to happen. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to type the word continue. And what continue does is continue immediately ends the current iteration of the loop, and we jump back up here at this point. So counter starts at 0, come in here, counter now becomes the number 1. Is 1 evenly divisible by 3? That's a false statement, so we skip that, and we print the number 1. Come back here, counter is now 2. Is 2 evenly divisible by 3? That's a false statement, we print out the number 3. Come back up here. Counter goes up by 1, counter is now 3. Is 3 evenly divisible by 3? That's a true statement. If that's true, we hit the continue statement, which means we immediately stop at this line, we jump back up here, and we reevaluate the condition. So the continue statement is kind of like the break statement insofar as it stops the loop in its tracks. We don't continue any additional statements beyond this line, but what we do is we give the loop the opportunity to check to see whether the condition is true or false again. So a break statement would immediately end the loop at this point. The continue statement just ends this current iteration, and then we come back and we reevaluate this condition. So let's go ahead and we'll put a print statement in here just so we can see what's happening. So print skipping number counter. Let's go ahead and run this program and see what happens. So we went inside of there, 1, 2, we're skipping 3, 4, 5, skipping 6, 7, 8, skipping 9. So the continue statement will end the loop's current iteration and give the loop the ability to reevaluate whatever condition is attached to it at this point.